Hi everyone, Jai here from Beyonwiz. Today we're just going to do a quick start guide for your first setup of your WizTV Smart TV adapter or HDMI dongle. We'll just go through when you first connect this, the first settings you should set up to get you up and running and ready to go. So the things we're going to set first is the time, then we're going to set up your internet connection, and then we will either create a Google account or sign into your existing Google account. So first off, we're going to set the time. Now by default the time on these is set to Sydney time. Now the time is set to automatic, so it won't actually pick up until you connect to the internet. So if you're in Sydney, you can pretty much skip this step and go to the second step, which is connecting to the internet. Now if you're connecting via LAN, you'll automatically be connected to the internet, so you should see the correct date and time straight away if you're in Sydney. If not, the steps we've got to do to set the correct time is to go down to the settings icon on the home page. This is the home page you can see here. This is where you come back to. It's sort of like your control panel. You go into settings, and then you want to go down to date and time. Then you want to go down and select time, and then select time zone. And you can see there it's showing daylight savings time. It's just because this unit hasn't hit the internet yet, hasn't been connected to the internet. So as I say, it should be set by default to Sydney, so I'm not going to actually change anything, but you can see there if you're in Adelaide or Hobart, etc., you can go in there and change your time to the correct time zone. And all you do is when you've selected your time zone, is press OK on it, and it'll knock you back to the previous menu. So to get back, you can either just, if you're using the remote that come with it, hit the back button, or if you're using your U4 remote, it's programmed to the exit button. You can go back each menu by pressing the exit, or you can just press on your U4 remote the TV out button or your home button on your supplied remote with the dongle as well. So we've created selected the correct time zone now. So we want to go in and select set up connect to your internet. So you're only doing this if you're connecting to the built-in Wi-Fi. If you've got a LAN cable connected, you can skip this, of course. So you go into network, click on Wi-Fi, and then it'll search and find your local network. So we're just going to connect to this one today. I'm just going to pause this while I put in my password. Okay, so my password's in there now. So you just use the on-screen keyboard for that, or if you've got the keyboard with the dongle, you can actually type it in with the keyboard. And once you've done that, so you just go to the letter that you want and press the OK button to put in there. So you just hit the confirm button, which is this blue button over here, to connect to that network, and we should get hopefully a successful connection. There we go, so we're connected to the internet. So we should find now that when we exit back out to the home page that we should have the correct time, and we do. Time and date is all good. So now we've set up the date and time, we've set up the internet connection. The next thing you probably want to do is just sign into Google Play, and this will basically sign into a Google account or your Google account. If you've already got one, you just put the details in, but if you haven't, you can create an account in the next screen. But signing into that will also sign you into YouTube, and I think that Gmail is also installed as well by default. Yes, it'll sign you into Gmail too. So any sort of Google apps, yeah, the box has smarts there too. Once you're signed into one, it should sign you into the others. So you just hit on the Google Play icon and then you should come up to Google Services in a second. There we go. So you see there you've got the option to either put in your current account, or you've got the option down below that to create an account. Now to switch, on the supplied remote, you've got a mouse button, so it can switch between sort of your scrolling and your mouse keys. On the Beyonwiz U4 remote, you should have got a little printout in your box showing you what keys are assigned on your Beyonwiz U4 remote. So in this case it's info, so if you hit the info button, you'll see that a mouse pointer will come up, and then if you wanted to create a Google account, so anything you can't scroll to easily, you can just bring the mouse pointer up and you can actually go to it to create an account. So I've already got an account, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this video and put all those details in. Okay, so all my credentials are in, so I'm just going to hit the next key, and that should sign me in. And there we go. So you just then accept the Google terms and conditions. I think on this one you might need your mouse, so your pointer. That won't let you scroll down on the screen for some silly reason. So you just open up your mouse. If you're using the keyboard, you've got the the touchpad mouse in hand, which is a lot easier. And if you're using the remote, that mouse can be a bit slow, so I'll show you in a sec how to actually change the speed of that mouse. So if you're using, if you're using the remote, if you're using the remote, you want that mouse to speed up a bit. But if you're using the keyboard, you want it set as the default because it actually goes quite fast. Okay, and there we go. We're all signed in, so you can just click onto the. You can go through this sort of information, or you can just hit the exit button, and it should exit out to the Google Store. So this is where you can go in and download any apps and that sort of stuff. I'm sure you've seen an app store before, so we'll just exit out of that, and we're back on the home page now. So you should find now that YouTube will be signed in automatically. It may need a restart, but I'm pretty sure that it. We're going to find out in a sec anyway. Just loading up. There you go. So you can see there that it's automatically signed into YouTube there. And then it'll also be signed into Gmail too. So as I said before, if you're using the remote control, like just the handheld Dude 4 remote, one thing you might want to do is just increase the speed of your pointer. I've found that using the remote it works a bit better. So if we want to go down to more settings, and then I think it's under language and input. And then when we want to scroll down to pointer speed, and you can see there you can increase it up and choose OK. As I said, do that when you're using the remote if you want it to go a bit faster, but if you're using the actual mini keyboard and mouse pad, you'll find that it'll be too fast for sure, so you probably just want to leave that as is. So if we go back now, and we'll just go back to the home page and bring up that pointer, you'll see that it actually goes quite a bit faster now. So for using the remote, it actually works a lot better, and you can get to things a lot quicker. But in most cases, you only need your pointer in some places. I think Stan, you'll need your pointer at some places to press play on things. But other than that, you should be right just using the normal up-down arrows. So that's all you want to do for your first initial setup. Just set up those main things to set up your time, set up your internet, and sign into Google, and you're pretty much ready to use everything. So if you want to go and use obviously Stan or Netflix, you'll either create an account with them, or if you've got an account, you just log into those screens, and that'll remain logged in the next time you visit. Alright, thanks for watching.